we've got a software engineer intern resume to review. Also, everybody, if you find this channel helpful, resume reviews, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help. The algorithm is a fickle beast. So for software engineer, as per usual, we're going to look for three things. Well, technically, if this was a master's candidate, it would be a little bit different, but this is not a master's candidate. This is a bachelor's for interns. So we are going to be looking for a basic knowledge of the tech stack. So front end, back end, middle end is not a thing. Well, middle end might be a thing, but mainly front end, back end, and full stack. And then which languages you're going to use for those. The ability to work well with others and takes direction and criticism. And part of the reason I say this specifically for internships and why those two are there is people like, well, what about all the tech stuff? It's like, yeah, but like you're an intern. A company's methodology for hiring an intern is not that they want you to solve all their problems. You're an intern. What they're looking for is to teach you that you can train, that you can not cause problems. And a lot of people in college and everything do have, basic knowledge of the tech stack, but they want to make sure you could work well with everybody else. There are obviously some exceptions, like there are internships that are really more of like a preview for a company. I do know that is more along the lines of like you get an internship so that you apply to their roles later on. But most of the time, it's going to be these three things. So let's look. They've actually applied to 76 jobs and gotten 76 jobs, and they've gotten one interview, which is solid for an internship. Normally I like a 75-1, but considering we are in December and internships are going to really move that number up, it's really competitive. I think that's actually solid. So I think I'm going to see things I like. Let's see. We have BAS, good. You have the GPA. Normally I don't know if this is needed, but that's nitpicky, and whatever. You have expected, that's fine. I love this formatting. It's amazing. Developed the C++ integration using TCP/IP to enable front-end transmission of Linux commands to hardware, creating a streamlined central control for each interface that improved operational ease for clients. Perfection. I would, again, nitpicky, maybe a little bit more of the libraries, but still very solid. Added functionality to connect to a sensor through a C++ dynamic link library, enable the embedded team to retrieve microscopic images from a buffer. Okay. Engineered a classification algorithm in Python. Python should be capitalized, I think. Using neural networks, isolation to be perfect. Wafer, autofocus, microscope solutions. Develop a Python-based Dash and Flask data visualization app with, okay, perfect. I mean, I think, and again, I'm going to be a little nitpicky. I like the way these are written. This should probably be your second sentence. If not, maybe the first, but it's still solid. So maybe just the order, and again, I'm being kind of nitpicky. Design a product with JavaScript, GCP, and RESTful API. We're generating over 50K in revenue and conversion rate from 1 to 45. Okay, fine. Yeah, I really like this. I think you may need something more with you work with others, but here's kind of the thing is you have 4 other internships. That sort of implies that you do work well with others. It's very much more of a winners keep winning kind of deal. So I can see that. Let's look down. Diabetes Network. Yeah, I guess I would just really like more of the bottom 2, like how you took criticism or worked in a team. But I will say because you have 4 other internships, it's probably, I don't know if it's as important, but I would still like 1 or 2. Like, truthfully, I think maybe one of these sentences could be something about how you worked well with the team. But other than that, I think this is a relatively solid resume. It's just missing a little bit of the last 2 bullet points. So, but I will say, you have written these phenomenally. These 2, like when you start looking for non-internship jobs, this is how you write this stuff. This is perfection in sentences. So, phenomenal for that. Yeah, I just missing a little bit of keywords, but I don't know if that's going to matter because you wrote everything perfection. So yeah, let's go on to the next resume. Good job. You are definitely going to have a huge head start when you start looking for a non-internship. This is a resume of a IT help desk person. They have applied to 25 positions and gotten no responses yet, which is not uncommon. My rule really is 50-1. And we're in December where that ratio doesn't matter until January. So let's look at what we need, which for this is going to be a couple of things. So keywords are going to be Office, Windows, Linux, Macs, Jira, ticketing systems, Microsoft, MS Directory, IP, DNS, any cloud, certifications you may have, Office, Excel, and installing, troubleshooting, and managing. And for this one, it's really more installing, troubleshooting, and managing. And the actual qualifications we're going to need is going to be customer service and how you solve problems. As a help desk, you are going to have to coach Jonathan John, who's in accounting, that does not know why his computer's not turned on, and you have to tell them that it's not plugged in. That is what you do. So also for this one, you're not going to need all of those keywords, because it's going to vary based on the system. Some of them are going to have like a Linux environment, some of them are going to have a Mac, Windows, etc., etc. So you kind of need at least some of them based on what you're looking for. So let's look at this. Results-driven customer service trainer with a solid history of successfully configuring equipment, blah, blah, blah. I do not care, do not need it. So there's a lot of wasted space here. And one of the reasons I care about formatting is I give these resumes about 5 to 8 minutes of my time while I review them. And recruiters are really only going to give you 15 to 20 seconds. And if you take up those 15 to 20 seconds with bad formatting, it's going to take them longer to find what they need, and they will move on to the next one faster. So that is why I am a stickler for formatting, which this is not good. So you can... Okay, please follow the formatting below this. I just recently updated it a little bit too. I have templates on my website. Use those. I don't like any of this formatting. It is wasted space, but let's move on. Also, you're still there, so okay. Here we have a technical support. Delivered exceptional technical support for a hosted desktop solution for QuickBooks. You don't need to use adjectives like exceptional and stuff like that. You have to show, you cannot tell. So achieved and maintain 100% QA, and those were not some of the keywords. I don't know what those mean. Those were not what I found. Documented calls accurately. That's sufficient, actually. That one's good. And successfully achieved first call resolution on majority of calls. Yeah, I like that, actually. That's a good one, is documented calls accurately. And I would change this to while successfully achieved first call resolution on the majority of my calls. That's fine. That's actually a very good brag that does not involve any percentages. Provided timely troubleshooting of technical issues. Okay. Again, this one is understandable, but here we go. Implement a new system for upgrades. That's fine. Upgrading and managing is part of it. Ensuring minimal downtime, cross-functional and complex technical training. So a lot of these are, I don't have what I need. I like your two brags, they're fine, but like I need these. I need the boring basic stuff. I need to see was it just QuickBooks? Like, that's fine. How many people did you do? What kind of systems? Did you help install anything else? So that's going to be what I'm looking for. Yes, QuickBooks would be a keyword, but I still need a little more. Desktop support, cross-functional teams. Man, cross-functional... I use a lot of cross-functional. I don't know if it's really a keyword for IT help desk or not. But deploy, here it is, to deploy and maintain. These are good desktop systems. Like what? What are the systems? I need to know. Was it Mac? Was it Linux? Was it Windows? Was it Microsoft? Was it potatoes? I don't know, because you did not tell me. You just need to put more of the keywords in here, but I like the overall sentence of your structure. You gave me the how and you gave me the why. I need the what, right? It's what, which is the keyword and skill, how you did it, and then the result. And you've given me the how and the result, which is great, but you haven't given me the skill or the keyword, which is the why, and I need that to move forward. IT, backup, disasters. Yeah, I mean, you don't have the specifics. This is completely perfunctory. This can be completely deleted, this section. Volunteer is fine. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. This is the important part of your resume. I don't see the things I need. I think I might be able to convince a manager to move you forward if not a lot of people have applied. But from looking at help desk jobs, they look very competitive, so I don't know if that would work. I might just have to move on to the next. So please add those. You've got the how, you've got the why. You need the what. I need these to move forward. Managers want to see Office, Windows, Linux, Macs, whatever the environment was, they need to see it. These get people jobs. So, yeah, like, again, I don't know. It's, if this wasn't competitive and we had a lot of trouble attracting people to the job description, I think I could fight for this resume, but I can't do that because it's very competitive. And I've been looking at the others, and it looks like help desk jobs are filling up rapid fire, so I think I'd have to just move on to the next. So that's my view on this one. Let's go to the next. This is a resume of a graphic designer who has applied to 15 jobs, which is not enough of a sample size. Truthfully, graphic design, I think, from what I understand, is a very, very impacted industry right now, so you may have to apply to like 75 to get an interview. Rather than the normal 50, so you're gonna have to really up that application. And then let's judge this resume. I don't like using the word judge, but you know, so what we're gonna be looking for is that you have a degree. A lot of companies ask for it. That you have a portfolio. This is going to be very important and not something I can directly judge, but you do need a link to your portfolio. Typically it's going to be, instead of the LinkedIn, you're just going to have your little portfolio link. In addition, here are a bunch of different keywords. It's going to depend on the type of job, but there's a lot of them. So PowerPoint, Adobe, Creative Suites, Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, social media platforms and trends, specifically like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, some of the other ones, that you've managed multiple projects. I want to know that you can multitask. These were bonuses, but UX, UI, HTML, and different channels of media. So not just social. We could talk like print, digital, which is technically social media, television, some others. And then, yes, absolutely, Microsoft Office suites, Word and PDF. That was in a couple of them. I put it there because it's in a lot of the job requirements. So I immediately hate this resume now that I'm looking at it. Oh no. So I will say, and I've said this before, graphic designers and marketers have some of the worst designed resumes I've ever seen, even for those that are very good in the field. And I think if you look at this, you're like, wow, this looks pretty. And you're right, it does look pretty. But its purpose is not to look pretty. A good resume is boring and basic, and looking pretty is not going to help. So, first off, don't do all of this. I'm going to tell you right now, you need a basic template. Use the template I have down below. That is how you're going to get a job. Fancy and crazy things like this are going to get you rejected more than they're going to help. So, and I think you're probably good because this is a clean design, but if you hand in your resume to the, you need to think of your resume like a government form. If a government worker sees your resume, they saw you drew pictures on it, they're just going to be confused. So let me get that out of the way. Increase client engagement by 25% through striking social media designs. Through what channels? I need to know through what channels. Was it TikTok, Facebook, Instagram? Creative branding scientific diverse industries. I need to know what those industries are. A lot of them wanted like fashion or etc. So let's see. Conceptualize and execute a design system, marketing events, and visual storytelling assets. It's not. I need more than this, and here's partially why this fails as a resume: is you're losing space here, right? Like all this could be essentially up top. These don't matter unless they're in the bullet points. None of these matter unless they're in the bullet points right here. Also, you took a picture and not a PDF of this. So, or this is JPEG. So whatever you do, send an actual PDF, not a picture of it. So I can't highlight anything here. So there's nothing I can really find in here because they're not necessarily looking for client engagement. They're looking for how, the why, like how this stuff. I need the keywords. I don't know how else to say it. I need the keywords. Designed over 100 social media. In what social media? What does designed over 100 social media campaigns? In Facebook, in TikTok, through print, through flying planes. I don't know. I need to know. For our client, that's awesome. You have a great client here, Jack Black. I need to know how you did that. What part of it? Were you a part of the video game song that Jack Black did? That was a great song. People would know that. Spearheaded animated ad designs. The click-through rate is fine. Yeah, I don't see anything I have here. I see UX. Like, there's some stuff, but you're gonna get rejected for this. I need these keywords. I need you to redo this, and you're basically everything, right? The skill sections don't count because they're not in the bullet points. Also, don't do it like this, freelance like that, because you are having a weird timeline in your resume, because this is 2019 to present, and then this is 2021 to 2024. Your timelines have to sync up or have a gap. Like, understandable gaps are understandable, but they need to sync up. In addition, you need the months on your thing. I mean, quite frankly, everything about this could be chucked and redone except for maybe this sentence, and then you just need to add it. There's nothing here I can move forward with. So I'm not trying to be mean. I just know that other recruiters do not have time for this, and I want this to be the harshest review you get so that you can get a job, because this is a highly impacted field. And truthfully, I think you are highly good at your job. Because out of all of the actual graphic designs that I've seen, this is the cleanest. But again, that's not what I'm looking for. Your resume is not a graphic design. I am not qualified for the direct portfolio view. I don't know, and nor should other recruiters. That is for the manager directly. I need to know the resume has the basic things, because the manager's going to be like, okay, cool, but do they know how to use Word or Excel? And you're going to get rejected. And I've had stories where I've tried to push people in earlier on. It's like, yeah, they should have it, and they didn't, and they got rejected. So you need the keywords and skills, and you need them in the bullet points, and you need a completely different format. I know that probably irks you to your core, but you need a boring design. Your resume is not a marketing tool. It is a government form. So I cannot move this forward. I want to be nice, but I can't. I want you to get a job. So I can't move this forward. Let's move on to the next one. For the last resume of this video, we are going to go with a copywriter. Now, full disclosure, I have not recruited for a copywriter, and the market for copywriting is bad. So this is going to be a case of there's not going to be as many keywords, but there are going to be more qualifications. So take what I'm going to say with a grain of salt, because this is going to be something that if I was directly recruiting for them, I would be able to get this better than what I'm doing, and this may be just a flaw in the entire... This might be a slight flaw in the review process that I'm not sure how to fix right now. So, grain of salt, let's view this. You have applied to 100 applications and not getting a callback. Not too surprising. Copywriting is terrible right now, and truthfully, what I may recommend is move more into marketing, which is bad, but not as bad. So, what we're going to be looking for is you've done previous copywriting, that you've done press and brand marketing, ideally for others, like popular brands, that you've managed multiple deadlines, aka multitask, that you've driven engagement and conversion. That's a huge one. A couple of the actual keywords are B2B, B2C, SEO, Web3, but not every job required them. Short form direct response copy, and longer form narrative driven content. And then what media have you done the copywriting for? Like, I need to know the media. So those are what we're going to be looking for, and let's begin. With 15 years experience as a copywriter, senior editor, I bring a track record in enhancing digital and print consistency, skills in implementation, events, editing techniques, managing content strategy, leading team. I mean, that's okay, but so here's the thing. I don't mind increased client engagement by 25%, but it's weird to put it up in the summary, because usually that would be under a specific job. So I'm not sure if this is really helping. All right, this is fine. Honestly, I don't know if you need to say contractor, considering this was to present. Well, but I guess you do that. So let's redo this. Wrote copy for digital ads, social media posts. Okay, so here's the thing. What I want to be specific here. If a company's primary brand is through TikTok and you are entirely through YouTube, they may not want to move you forward. So I need to know what social media. I'm sure you've done it for a wide variety, which is good, but I need to know. So be specific. Wrote copy for digital ads, such as XYZ, and social media posts, XYZ. Thought leadership writing pieces, blog case studies, web copy, that's fine. Email campaigns, white people. I mean, there's I do understand what you were doing here, right? I need this to be written in a different way, because this is an okay summary. It's better than most, but the market is pretty tough. So I want what you to do for this is you need to showcase specifically what you worked for, and then what the company was. Like, let's say it was, wrote copy for a shoe company, and through their, Facebook XXX ads, along with ghostwriting pieces, blog cases. Unless this is all contracting, which is a little confusing. Like, was this one company or was it multiple companies? If so, we want to know. Collaborated with executives to produce compelling thought leadership content and stakeholder communication by blanky blank, not just using advanced content development tools. Also, I feel like your font is a little small. I don't know, maybe that it's hard to read, but just use 10.5 Arial. But yeah, I need a little bit more, right? Like, collaborated with executives. Okay, cool, that's fine. Introduce leadership content such as X, Y, and Z, and stakeholder communication by using X, Y, and Z, which resulted in X, Y, and Z. Wrote and edited 500 plus IT pieces, employing style guides. I mean, it's not terrible, right? And then I just want a little bit more. That's my issue with this, is I want a little bit more. I want to know the different types of media. I want to know what the result was, so, that kind of thing. So it's what, which is your skill or qualification, how you used it, and the result. And that's what I need here. Edited ebooks and case studies with a focus of improving it. Yeah, this one's perfect. I like this one. You don't need to change that one. So then here we have another issue with formatting, is this is May 2029 and you were doing this at the same time. Don't put this in. You can put contractor, that's fine. Although I'm honestly not sure it's really needed. But wait a minute. Yeah, so if this was at a specific company, you don't have to put contractor here. Typically, you only put contractor if it's been like 4 to 6 months. Also, I think most copywriting is primarily through contracting, so that's not too shocking. So you don't need contractor here. And then you could probably just delete this. Like, B2B, B2C is fashion, but the timeline is off, and it's not good if you have a timeline. And then you go to here, and the timeline is also. But this may be an issue of specifically copywriting. So, which again, not something I have a ton of experience with. So engage comprehensive website. And I think primarily what I'm missing here is, and this may be a lack of experience directly recruiting for copywriting, is why would they hire you, right? Like, your brags are not braggy enough. Your keywords don't have enough keywords. And we don't know that you're like an expertise in a certain amount of like Google or Facebook or whatever. Because wrote case studies is great. Like, I want more like this, and it doesn't have to be percentages, right? You could say like the CEO or a C-suits congratulated me on the campaign and used it along with giving me kudos. That's a fine one. So it's really tough for me to find what to do with this, especially because this is all mixed up. And truthfully, there is another resume style that I think may be better suited for copywriting than this, because I don't know if the traditional resume style is going to work for this. So I'm going to leave this on an but probably not. Truthfully, come by the channel. I can show you another style to do this in. It's just a real nightmare to teach a lot of the times, but I think specifically based on this is something that would benefit you, considering this is the history is kind of crazy, which is understandable because it's contracts. So, but then also you were an employee here and a contractor. This is not going to make sense to a lot of recruiters. So yeah, stop by the stream. I wish I could give you better advice to this. I just think that, as somebody who considers herself an expert in these things, I have to know when I'm in over my head. And I don't know if this traditional format is going to be beneficial for you. I don't like teaching the other one because it's highly specific, but come by, I'll teach you their channel. So anyway, that's all I can do for this video. I will talk to you all next video, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So thank you very much. Hit the bell. I appreciate it, y'all.